Let's get you an update on the story now. You saw just a short while ago the Gauteng MEC for Roads and Transport, Kedibone Diale Tlabela, who hosted a provincial scholar transport stakeholder engagement meeting at the Johannesburg City Hall. The meeting was, however, postponed to next week Saturday. For an update on this, we take you to our reporter Lerato Makola, who's monitoring developments. So we saw that brief session, Lerato, get off to a rocky start. Tell us more.
Well, yes, indeed, Mkolisi, as you have mentioned that the provincial scholar transport stakeholder engagement that was scheduled to take place here in the Johannesburg City Hall has been postponed to next week Saturday, where we understand that this is due to venue-related issues. As you remember that lane safety has taken center stage, especially here in Gauteng, following the tragic death of 14 learners in Val last month. But I'm just going to try and bring in and rope in the MEC for Roads and Transport, Kedibone Diale Tlabela. Let's just hear what she has to say about the postponement of this engagement, stakeholder engagement.
Having a national mobilization in educating scholar transport operators.
The challenge with being in Gauteng is that when you speak to Gauteng communities, you're speaking to the whole country. And I think my colleagues in other provinces have been doing their best. We have seen the minister day or two ago. She was in the northwest working with MEC vessels there. Minister is continuing to work with all of us through the road safety campaign. Remember, as under the leadership of Minister Barbara Chris, we had categorized the first term of 2026 as on road safety to focus on scholar transport. So there is that focus. It's just that, Tina, here we thought it's important because when we go on the ground, we realize that people do not have information. And that's why we called the stakeholder engagement. And unfortunately, through our national social media platforms, people see and people come. So we attracted those who are who we share the border with, as far as Western Cape. And you can't say, don't come. They were calling the teams yesterday, and the teams asked me, what do we do? I said, advise them to go to their pre-offices, but then they insisted on coming. And we allowed that. Unfortunately, then we attracted this about 3,000 plus people coming to wanting to know. So it's not only Gauteng people that came, it's national, and we'll raise it with the minister to say, through the minister, we request our colleagues to do the engagements for their provinces.
MEC, quite an emotive day in terms of if one considers the accident in Van der Bijl Park, operators looking to make sure that they are abiding by the law. So obviously they come with a sense of perhaps they're being targeted now if they don't comply. There's nitpicking now since that accident, and obviously they want to be on the right side of the law. How do you respond to that? It's an emotive one because we lost lives. We lost 14 children on the roads. But how do we make sure that the communication is heard and it gets to where it needs to go to?
The 1,538 application we got them because last year we started engagements. Actually, last year, if you check, we didn't do any oversight on the ground with law enforcement. And if you followed us throughout the festive season, we were saying we are coming to focus on scholar transport. In January, check our Facebook pages. We said to them, ensure you are compliant. And these are the things that make sure that you are compliant. And that's why today we are able to say there's permits we've issued. We don't have a backlog problem. We have a problem of people who do not have information on what do I do to be a scholar transporter. People believe you can just wake up, take any car and go on the road and be a scholar transport operator. So there's the challenge. Since December, as Gauteng Roads and Transport, we've been saying to scholar transport operators, please make sure you are compliant. We are coming for you. Unfortunately, what happened in Val happened while we were still working. We were working, we've got reports on what we have been doing on the ground. We are happy that police now in different municipalities and traffic officers everywhere caught a wake-up call that we've been raising throughout December as Roads and Transport to say they need to pull their socks as law enforcement agencies and do their work and help us on road safety. That's our campaign, a 365 days campaign. We are happy that it's now ramped up. Everybody is aware, because when we started, people thought we were joking in December. I mean, a lot of them didn't even care about the message we told them as roads and transport, that scholar transport, make sure that you are compliant. But we are happy. We are happy, we must say, we give it to them. We are confident we are going to work closely with them to help them be compliant.
MEC, thank you very much for your
MEC, you live on SABC News. Well, MEC, the stakeholder engagement has been postponed. We understand that this is due to venue-related issues. Maybe if you could just give us a number, because quite a number of people were outside. If you could just give us a number.
Inside here, the capacity is 1,000, and we are told outside the number was double what we had inside, and police could not allow the because overflow was already full, and we then decided that, I mean, in talks with those who were inside, that then there's rather, because we were ready as a department to continue the whole day, take them in different groupings, but the whole group said we are affected, all of us, MEC, let's rather look for a bigger venue where it can accommodate all of us. But I'm going to ensure that the teams in regions engage different scholar transport so that we assist them while waiting for that bigger meeting to deal with other issues. I'm excited. Actually, I was worried because ever since we started last year, we could only get around 1,005 people to apply, to show interest in wanting to comply. But now we are excited that now they are all coming out to ensure that they are compliant. Already some have permits that we assisted them from last year. Today we were ready to give others, and I know that they are worried that they didn't get, but they must know that we have automated. So when police stops them, we are able they are able to contact our TMC center, and then they get to know that this person has an operating license. But for now, we'll give them an amnesty on operating license, because you can see there's a lot of illegal operators. So we're going to follow the steps of ensuring that they're legal. Secondly, is to ensure that we said to them, leave the operating license outside this. From today, they must go do contracts with the parents, and that contract must always be in the vehicle. The second issue is to get the letters of endorsement from the schools where they are taking these children. That letter must always be in the vehicle. Thirdly, most importantly, will not even back off, and law enforcement will make sure that it's roadworthy vehicles. So they must make sure that their vehicles are roadworthy, and the last thing is to make sure that they come to our offices to apply. We'll try to speak to management of the department. The HOD is here to the acting HOD is there to make sure that at least we extend the working hours and also ensure that we open on Saturday until we deal with the issues. But the team, our pre-teams will start going on the ground from tomorrow, meet with them in different groupings where they are in the regions to start assisting them with the issues, the requirements of being compliant.
And MEC, operators often complain about licensing backlogs. Maybe what progress has been made in clearing these backlogs?
We don't have backlog on scholar transport. We don't at all. We just have people who did not know the information on how to be compliant. They've not been coming to the department to apply. We are excited that today we even attracted those we share borders with. There's scholar transport operators from Mpumalanga who came here, from Limpopo, Free State, Northwest, because of how we advertised this. We attracted more than what we anticipated. Others are coming from the Western Cape, so they say, and we will, through the minister, share with our colleagues in other provinces that it seems scholar transport operators require more engagement with government. But we are excited as Roads and Transport that there's an interest to want to be compliant, and we will help them.
And MEC, there's a delay. The Scholar Transport say that there's a delay in payment of scholar transporters. Some of them are saying they have been paid since last year. We engaged with the Small Bus Operators Organization, and they say that all their buses are roadworthy. And maybe is it because their buses are unroadworthy, hence the delay, because they were complaining about the delay in payments. If you can also engage with us regarding that.
The delay in payments is an issue of Gauteng Department of Education. MEC Chilwane, he's the one. So there are two types. The scholar transport that is subsidized by government and that is handled by Department of Education. So the payments issues are issues of education. It's not, we deal with licensing. But I must say, so these are around 3,586 buses contracted, and I just said to you, on our records of people who applied for scholar transport are 1,538. So it means also there's a big problem of non-compliance. Actually, they shut down on the day when we were doing a roll call to roadworthy their vehicles and also check the permits, because we can't only focus on the private ones. They are obliged to comply. And we are saying to them, as you are on shutdown, we understand your plight, we understand your issues, and MEC Chilwane is capable of dealing with these issues. As individual operators, make sure that you are compliant. Your vehicles have permit and your vehicles have roadworthiness certificates, and we were trying to assist them. Unfortunately, they shut down, but it doesn't mean we'll stop law enforcement from doing their work. So we are saying to them, they must come forward so that we assist them as Department of Roads and Transport.
Thank you so much for your time, MEC. Well, there you have it. That was the MEC for Roads and Transport here in Gauteng, where we understand that the stakeholder engagement has been postponed to next week, Saturday. We understand that this is due to venue-related issues. But for now, back to you in studio, Mkolisi.
That's our Lerato Makola monitoring that story for us this hour. Thanks so much for that update.